I want you to imagine this scenario. You have very important work to do. Maybe it's homework, maybe it's a business you've been working on. Doesn't matter. It's some very important work that you have to do. I want you to imagine sitting down and trying to do that work. You sit down in your chair, maybe you grab a pencil for your homework, and you start writing. And then you hear a sound. A notification. Suddenly your attention is just split. You can't focus anymore. You're wondering, what was that? What was that sound? Who texted me? Was it my fucking Tinder notification? Was it Instagram? Did some girl message me? Was it Stripe? What was that notification? From the point where you got that notification, your mind would be split into two. One, where you'd partially be focused on trying to complete the task you set out for yourself, and two, where you're wondering what that notification was. Let me ask you this. Don't you think it would be better to just not get a notification? Don't you think it would be less tempting to check it? I want to imagine you start working. Maybe a notification doesn't go off. Maybe it does. Doesn't matter. You're working on your homework, you're working on your business. But then you start thinking of something. You randomly start thinking, was the food I ate today good? Was that girl I talking to into me? You have all these weird, doesn't have to be self-conscious thoughts, just weird thoughts in general. Your mind wanders, period. That's it. Your mind wanders. You're supposed to be here in the now, in the present, doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, but instead, your mind is wandering, thinking about shit that isn't important in this time. You should be here, working, but instead you're thinking about girls. At school, in English class, we have the first 15 minutes to read a book. We get to bring our own book to school, and we have the first 15 minutes to read it. I always bring a book, The Divine Comedy, and I just read it, 15 minutes, easy, no problem. Every now and then, whenever I finish a passage or a chapter, I don't know if they have chapters, but every 4 pages, it's a new section. And every time I finish one of those sections, I just look up and glance for like 5 seconds. And whenever I'm done one of these sections, for like 5 or 6 seconds, I look up and I look at this one specific person. I look up and to the right, and he has his arms over his book, and he's just looking off. This guy's not present. This guy's thinking about random shit. Oh, did this girl like me? Did I do my work? This guy's thinking about shit that doesn't matter. He should be here in the present, thinking about, not thinking. He should be reading the book. Whenever I'm reading my book, I'm reading whatever, reading the words, but always out of the corner of my eye, I'm watching this guy. I'm watching to see if he changes his posture, if he changes his mindset, if he changes his presence. Every single time, he doesn't. First 15 minutes of the class, what does this guy do? Sit, blank stare, hands over his book, doesn't read. And I know what he doesn't read because, one, his hands, they don't change position. They're always over his book. And two, his face. His face is looking forward, and his book is right below him. You won't be able to read a book like this. Your eyes are going to be like forced downwards. You can't do it. They're going to be like unfocused. It doesn't work like that. You can't read like that. So for the first 15 minutes of the class, this guy, he's just mind wandering. Instead, he could be reading a book. And better yet, he brings a Bible. This guy brings a Bible to school. For the first 15 minutes, he should be reading that, but no, instead, for all I know, he probably brings that just to flex that he has a Bible, but instead, he just mind wanders. This guy isn't present. This guy isn't reading the Bible. He's just trying to show off that he might be reading the Bible. He's just trying to show off that he has it. Isn't that stupid? You don't want to be like him. You don't want to bring a book to school. You don't want to set yourself a task and just not do it. Exactly like the work scenario I gave out. You're working, and then suddenly your mind wanders. Or maybe you don't even start working. Maybe you just sit yourself down thinking that, yeah, I'm going to work. You set this expectation for yourself, but you never get started. You just, did that girl like me today? Did I eat enough today? Did I get enough calories in? All this bullshit that you shouldn't be thinking of right now. What you should be thinking of is smashing the goal, getting the work done, getting this task of the day working, done. That's what you should be thinking of. You shouldn't be thinking about random shit. Why would you? You have this task, don't you? You set it out for yourself. You set out 15 minutes for the first... You set out the first 15 minutes of class to read, and here you are, mind wandering. You don't do that. You're supposed to be here in the present, reading. No thoughts on your mind. Just the words on the paper. That's all you're supposed to be thinking of. That's all you're supposed to see. You're not supposed to be looking up, unfocused on your Bible, and just thinking. Every now and then, whenever I look up and glance at him, he always makes like a dumb fucking face, like, ugh. So fucking stupid. Like, that's just confirmation that this guy doesn't fucking read. This guy's just stupid. He probably just brings the Bible just to flex that he has a Bible. Wow, nobody cares. You can't be like this guy. You can't be like this unfocused loser version of this guy. That's so stupid. I think that the biggest reason you can't focus in your everyday life is that there are too many distractions. Distractions as in things that happened during the day or things that didn't happen. Imagine you set out a goal for yourself where it's like, oh yeah, today I'm going to talk to 2 girls. And then throughout the day you don't. And then when you're reading in your bed late at night where you want to sleep, you're not going to be thinking about reading. You're going to be thinking about, oh my god, I didn't talk to these 2 girls. Lack of action is distraction. The fact that you didn't do something is distracting you. Because you set out this one goal for yourself, oh, I should talk to these 2 girls. And the fact that you didn't do it is a distraction to you. Because you're thinking, oh, I could have done it, but I was coping. I was a pussy. Those are going to be the thoughts that are on your mind. That's not good. If you have a goal for the day, you gotta do it. Or else you're just gonna be late at night thinking about this shit, when instead you should be sleeping. But no, it's 1 a.m. and you're thinking about, oh my god, I didn't talk to that girl today. Oh, I'm a pussy. Man, shut the fuck up. Just do the work. And the second one is when there's actually something happening. Take a girl coming up to you, for example. She says, oh, hi, nice jacket. Whatever. Just meaningless compliment. Harmless. All good. That's all it should be. Meaningless. Harmless. You shouldn't be thinking about this compliment late at night. Oh my god, this girl complimented me. Oh my god, I'm so famous now. You shouldn't be thinking like that. You should be in the now. You should be focused, present. Because if you aren't, you know what that tells me? That tells me that you're stuck in the past. You're stuck on this shit that happened to you earlier in the day. Oh wow, this girl talked to me. Wow, that means she wants to marry me. No, she doesn't, man. She doesn't want to marry you. For all you know, she could have just said that because she took pity on you. Maybe your jacket was actually shit, but she just said out of pity, oh, this guy probably had a bad day. Let me just give him a compliment. You shouldn't be thinking about this. You shouldn't be thinking about, oh yes, this girl gave me a compliment. You should be here in the present. Take the guy that I mentioned. What could he have been thinking of? That class, I have it 3rd period, and then every other week it switches to 4th period. So it's 3rd period, 4th period, 3rd period, 4th period. What could he have been thinking of? When it's 3rd period, he could be thinking about what happened at break. Did I go out with my friends? Did I not? Did something happen? Did something not happen? Did I do something? Did I not do something? Was there an action? Was there a lack of an action? During break, there's a lot of things that could happen, but it should stay in the past. It shouldn't stay on your mind. It's the past. What the hell are you gonna do about it? It's like rejection. You get rejected, so what? Move on. That's it. It is what it is. Can't do shit about it. You're not gonna go to that girl's door and start begging, oh, please take me back. No. Live in the present. Forget that girl. If it's fourth period, he could have been thinking about what happened in the class before. Again, that's super bad. Why would you be thinking about another class when you have a class right now? When you're in a class, you should be focused on that class. You shouldn't be focused on something that happened before. The teacher is giving a lesson and you're out here brain fog thinking about fucking video games? No, that's stupid. Why would you ever do that? Of course, for like 100% of people, it's not forceful. Your mind just happens to wander. Your mind is so used to this brain fog, to eating junk food, that your diet, it's affecting your brain. You can't focus anymore. You have to train yourself to focus. Because you can. Your focus can be trained immensely. Right now, I am focused on this camera. Later on, I'm going to be focused on editing. Later on, I'm going to be focused on work. I'm going to be focused on the gym. I won't be thinking about random shit that I could have done later today because I actually did them. I think one of the single most best ways to focus better, to improve your focusing, meditation. What do you think all of these up-and-coming entrepreneurs do it? Hamza, Iman Gaji. Why do you think they do it? They meditate. They take 5 to 10 minutes of their day just to sit down, close their eyes, and just sit there. No thoughts on their mind. Why do you think they do it? It improves their focus. It improves their presence. And that's super important nowadays. You don't want to be like that guy sitting for 15 minutes with a book in front of him but not reading. You don't want to be like that. You want to be like the guy that sits there with a book reading for 15 minutes. They're present. They're focused on that book. That's how you want to be. Because if you're not, then who are you? This loser that can't even read, can't even focus for 15 minutes? Another very good way to train your focus is, let's say for example right now you can barely focus for 5 minutes. Okay, start off by doing 5-minute tasks. Hit a quick workout, and on your mind, always have the fact that, oh yes, I should focus. I'm present right now. I'm doing these dumbbell curls, whatever. This is what I'm doing right now. That's the only thing that should be on your mind. Next day, maybe try it out for 7 minutes. Day after that, 10 minutes. Slowly increase the time that you can focus until it's somewhere where you can just be focused throughout the whole day. Imagine that. You start off from 5 minutes to being focused for like 3 hours at a time. Imagine the work that you can do. Imagine that crazy ass work that you can do. That's some powerful work. See the results. You don't think that someone who works 5 minutes a day, 5 focused minutes a day, you think they can compete with the person that works 3 hours constantly, no interruptions like Hamza? He wakes up at what, 3 a.m. and just starts working until 6, 7, uninterrupted, pure deep work, focused. You think the guy that works 5 minutes can compete with that? No, they have to train. They have to train their mind, their focus, to get up to that level. Do this. Meditate and slowly increase the time that you can focus.